Success.
Creators of the Smash series, Phineas and Ferb talk success and the media biz.
New developments in Operation Fast and Furious, and we have with us tonight two members of the House Oversight Committee leading the investigation of the Justice Department. Joining us from South Carolina, Congressman Trey Gowdy, and from Pennsylvania, Congressman Patrick Meehan. Good to have you both here, and let me start, if I may, with you, Congressman Gowdy. We now learn that three other agencies knew about Operation Fast and Furious, and at least in terms of what was going on with these FBI targets who turned out to be informants that were the target of ATF. What did you know this before it broke, Congressman?
Well, Lou, first of all, thank you for having me on, especially with somebody that I like and respect as much as the Mr. United States Attorney Patrick Meehan. And Patrick and I both know, by virtue of the fact that we were former federal prosecutors, that when something is designated an OCDETF case, that it's necessarily multi-agency. So we've known all along that ATF was not the only federal law enforcement agency that was aware of Fast and Furious. The other thing that I think that you put so well was the frustration, and frankly, the only part of the job that I don't miss is the interagency competition, particularly at the supervisor level, not the line agents, but the supervisors who refuse to cooperate with one another and are more concerned with who gets the press or the credit than they are the investigation itself.
Congressman, ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, the FBI and the DEA knew about what was going on, and apparently ATF didn't, and are pushing ahead with these very people, some of whom turn out to be informants. This is crazy.
Well, as Trey had said, the FBI, or it appears the DEA, gave information to the ATF agents. There is an interest in developing one's own case and pushing it forward. There's a process called deconfliction, in which once people have a particular lead on a matter, they'll talk about who the particular targets are, and that deconfliction should have cleaned this up right from the outset, and it obviously did not.
Do you believe, and I'll turn to you first, Congressman Gowdy, I mean, all of this that's going on bureaucratically, I mean, two of these agencies, in addition to ATF, are part of the Justice Department. How in the world could all of this be going on? Smuggling guns into Mexico, putting them in the hands of Mexican drug cartel members, forcing gun dealers to release those guns to straw buyers. How could all of this be happening without the Attorney General of the United States not knowing it?
Well, he's got a choice, the same choice he's had for about 12 months now. He either knew about it, in which case he's complicit, or he didn't know about it, in which case he doesn't need to be the Attorney General because he's not engaged enough. And neither Patrick nor I are offering this by way of an excuse at all. It is merely an explanation based on our history that while line agents work very well together, there is so much competition. And I don't mean healthy competition. I mean competition, withholding information. This is not the first time one agency has been investigating another agency's paid confidential informant. So the public knows about it in this instance. The 100 instances where they don't know about it because they're not called Fast and Furious, the supervisors need to quit worrying about the press conference, share information more. They all work under the same flag, even if they don't work for the same agency.
Congressman, is it, in your judgment, reasonable? I mean, is it reasonable to believe that the Attorney General himself wouldn't be involved in something that involved international transport of weapons that were unlawfully sold, but at the order of an agency of the Justice Department to put into the hands of drug cartels operating both in Mexico and in the United States, and in which there were 4 agencies involved, at least knowing about the operation?
Well, Lou, we know that there were multiple agencies because it's what we call an OSADEF case, as Trey said, an organized crime case, which requires the agencies to be working together. It also requires direct approvals from Washington, D.C., from the top levels of the criminal section in the Department of Justice. We know this just from the policies. So what I have requested, and the line of my questioning before the Attorney General, was to ask for the affidavits in support of the wiretap applications, which were part of this investigation, believing that within those wiretap applications will be clear information laid out about not only what agencies may have known among themselves, but what, frankly, high-level people in the criminal justice section, the criminal section, would read and know themselves. So we think it goes right to the highest levels of the criminal division in justice.
Congressman, Senator Chuck Grassley and the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Darrell Issa, all sending a letter seeking those application documents. We're going to take that up here next. We're also going to return with Congressman Gowdy and Congressman Meehan to better understand what the Attorney General's failure to meet a deadline yesterday to deliver documents to the United States Congress will mean. We're back with Congressman Gowdy and Congressman Meehan here in just moments. Stay with us.